All right, let's talk about building a real dropshipping business. I mean, a real one. Today, we're going to cut through all the hype and give you the actual, actionable roadmap you need to succeed. So let's just dive right in.
You've seen it, right? The dream of instant e-commerce riches. The pictures of a laptop on a beach, the constant cha-ching of sales notifications. It's a super powerful fantasy, this idea of a business that just runs itself, making you money from day one.
But here's the thing. For most people, that dream is, well, it's just a dream. The hard reality is that the vast majority of new dropshipping stores are gone within a few months. People get burned out, they lose a little money, and they walk away thinking, it's all a scam. But it's not a scam. They were just using the wrong map. And that is exactly what we're here to fix. We're going to give you both the mindset and the map that'll help you navigate the real world of dropshipping and build something that can actually last. First things first, we have to tear down the biggest myth out there. Way too many people approach dropshipping like it's some kind of get-rich-quick hack or a lottery ticket. It's absolutely not. So what is it then? Successful dropshipping is a business, a real process-driven business. And like any business, it rewards a few key things: consistency, patience, and making smart choices based on data, not just closing your eyes and hoping you picked a winner. And that means you have to put in the time. You have to be okay with testing things, with learning from what the numbers, the actual sales and traffic data are telling you. And then you've got to have the discipline to actually adjust your strategy based on that data, not just your gut feeling. There are pretty much zero guaranteed winners right out of the gate. Okay, this brings us to what might be the single most important mental shift you need to make. You have to stop hunting for that one magical product and start focusing on building a reliable process. You can really see the difference here. The beginner is kind of frantic, right? They're chasing every new shiny trend. They expect sales to pour in immediately. And if a product doesn't sell in 24 hours, they panic and pull it. The pro, they're playing a totally different game. They add products consistently, like clockwork. They patiently let the data build up. And crucially, they're always thinking about managing risk for the long haul. So please, remember this. You are not looking for a golden ticket. You're building an engine. Real, sustainable success comes from the sheer volume of products you test over time, combined with how well you optimize your whole operation. Okay, so you've got the mindset down. But what does this journey actually look like in practice? Let's break down the 5-phase roadmap that'll take you from a totally new store to a stable, long-term business. And here it is, the whole path laid out. We start with setup and learning, then we dive into testing. From there, it's optimization, then scaling, and finally, the goal, long-term stability. See, it's a journey, not a 100-yard dash, and every single one of these steps is critical. Phase 1 is really just about getting your feet wet without drowning. Seriously, the only goal here is to get your store set up, learn the absolute basics of the platform, and get a few products live. You have to forget about perfection. Just get moving and build some momentum. Now we're at phase 2, and this is where the real work and the real magic happens. It's all about testing. Your only job is to add new products methodically and just watch the data. But let me be super clear, this phase is the great filter. This is where most people quit because they're not seeing those instant profits. But this phase isn't about profit. It's about discovery. It's where you find your gold. So once you've collected enough data from your testing, you can finally move into optimization. And this is fun because you're not guessing anymore. You're making informed moves. You're tweaking your pricing to improve margins. You're beefing up the titles and images on pages that get traffic. And you're cutting the dead weight, those products that just don't perform. You're basically tuning up the whole engine. It's only after your store is a well-oiled machine that you should even think about scaling. And scaling isn't just about dumping more money into ads. No, it's about building systems and using automation to handle more orders without you having to work more hours. The goal is to grow your business, not your stress level. And that all leads to the final destination, stability. You know, in this game, long-term success isn't about who grows the fastest. It's about who stays in the game the longest. That means you're actively managing your risks, you have backup suppliers, and you're constantly monitoring your store so you can weather any storm that comes your way. So you might be asking yourself, okay, if I'm not supposed to be looking for big profits on day one, how do I even know if I'm on the right track? That is a great question. And the answer is you have to track the right metrics. See, beginners get obsessed with the wrong stuff, like how many sales a product got on its first day. That's a vanity metric. The real signs of a healthy business are things like this. Is your number of orders getting more consistent over time? Are your profit margins slowly ticking up as you optimize? Is your total count of healthy, active products growing? That's what real progress looks like. I want you to really let this sink in. A stable store grows faster than an aggressive one. It sounds kind of backward, doesn't it? But it's so true. When you focus on building a solid, risk-managed foundation first, you create a business that can survive, adapt, and ultimately grow way bigger than a business that's just chasing quick, risky wins. So when you boil everything down, the roadmap, the tactics, all of it, what's the one thing that really holds it all together? It all comes back to your mindset. That's the key. Think of these as the 4 pillars that hold up your entire business. You need the patience to wait for the data to tell you what to do. You need the consistency to just show up and do the work. You need the discipline to let data, not your emotions, make the decisions. And you need the foresight to always be managing your risk. So your job is actually pretty simple, even if it's not always easy. Stay patient, especially when you feel frustrated. Keep testing, even if you feel like you're not finding a home run. And just commit to making small improvements, step by step, every single day. That's the path. So I guess the final question is for you. Now that you have the map, are you ready to stop looking for hacks and shortcuts and finally start building a real, sustainable business?